Now, the news. The gun industry is suffering from a big problem. Expensive guns. Week after week, you guys are telling me in the comments that guns are just too expensive these days. Well, I've got one for you this week that is the opposite of that. It's called the DY9Z, or Z if you're Canadian, and it's from a company called Duria. We reviewed the DY9 Island from Duria earlier this year, if that name sounds a little bit familiar. Well, this new one has a lot going for it. First, it's a 3.5-inch 9mm with 15 round mags. It's 1.1 inches wide, so it's pretty slim, has interchangeable back straps, has a set of white dot sights on top with a U-notch rear, and it's optic cut for RMSC optics. This is in line, sort of, with the slimmer Glock guns like the 48, 43, that sort of thing, and it's less in line with the DY9 full size. It looks to have some light grooves on the slide and nice textured thumb locator thing just forward of the takedown. And the key here is the MSRP. It's $299 MSRP for this gun. $299. That is outstanding value if it's any good. I have not shot one yet, so the jury's still out. I know that we don't always cover the most affordable stuff on this show because the industry doesn't always produce the most affordable stuff. However, I wanted to lead off with something that you guys might be able to swing. I'd love to know how many of you guys will be interested in something like this at that price. Sound off in the comments and let us know down below. Welcome back to another episode of the Gun Collective News. I'm John Patton, and we are getting closer to 500,000 subscribers on YouTube every single day, thanks to you guys. About half of you out there that are watching are not actually subscribed. You might think you are, but you're not actually subscribed. So if you'd help a brother out and get subscribed to this channel on YouTube, that would be awesome. Also, stay tuned. Got another deal of the week for you later in the show. Now, we have a bunch of new guns to get to this week, and I'll keep it rolling with one of the most exciting shotguns that I have personally seen in a while. It's called the Beretta AX800 Suprema, or Suprema. As far as I can see it, this is the next generation shotgun from Beretta. I absolutely still love the A400 series, but it's getting a bit long in the tooth, and this one has some pretty interesting advancements. First is the new B-Link Pro gas system. This is an updated version of the B-Link or Blink and is said to have 36% faster cycling. And they also PVD coated the internals to make them easier to clean and work better. There's then the Kickoff Pro, which is said to have 70% less recoil. They don't say what less than what. It uses a hydraulic piston to dampen the recoil, and the old Kickoff system was really good. And then there's also a new cheek piece that's interchangeable for using optics, and then a new butt pad as well that's supposed to be better. There's interchangeable pistol grips, enlarged controls, a new flat trigger, and a bunch of other stuff. And the cherry on top here is the new optic-ready polymer receiver. Yes, this is a 3.5-inch waterfowl shotgun with a frickin' polymer receiver. I've not seen anything quite like this. They don't mention what kind of polymer this is, but I'm guessing it's sort of glass fiber nylon. That's what I'm guessing. But it's awesome to see this overall. I would say that this is one of the most technologically advanced waterfowl shotguns out there right now. I haven't seen anything more advanced than this, and it can be had in 6 different camo patterns. And you do pay a bit for that. The MSRP on this is $2,500 unless you want it in the all-black version, which is $2,400. If you want to see us do a review on this thing and really see what's on the cutting edge of shotguns like this, please let Beretta know down in the comments. I will show them. It's not often that we see something interesting in this space, so I hope you guys are excited like I am about this. Next up this week is a new one from Black Collar Arms. These folks always have something interesting going on, and this one's no different. It's called the Texas Typewriter, and it's a new take on a 1022 clone. Instead of your normal receiver, though, you have a monolithic receiver. It's said to take 1022 barrels, triggers, mags, and then it also uses an AR-15 grip. And then they also have an ARCA/M-LOK handguard out front and a modular rear, which means you can swap stuff around, a stock, a brace, a this or that, whatever. There's a quick change handguard, but I can't tell you when I've ever need to quickly change my handguard. I don't quick change okay, whatever. Either way, it looks pretty sweet and is super light at under 4 pounds. MSRP on these is $1,500 for the rifle, $1,600 for the SBR version, and $1,350 for a pistol version. And then we also have a couple special editions celebrating the Marine Corps 250th. First is one from Iron Valley Supply and has a theme that matches the Marine Corps dress blue uniform. I think it looks pretty slick. A little old school, whatever. It's chambered in 45 ACP, has a 7-round mag, and looks pretty basic besides the finish on the exterior. The MSRP there is $2,500. That's probably a limited run gun. And Gerson is celebrating the Marine Corps as well with a version of their MC 1911S. It's chambered in 45 ACP, has 8-round mags, and is a little more modern in design. It comes in a fancy case and has less focus on the polish and the fancy, and has a Marine Corps theme on the outside, Marine Corps grips, some stuff on the slide. MSRP there is $979. I'm going to kick up the speed with some more new ones here. Atcar USA has a new over-under called the Coot Magnum. Sounds like a 70s action star to me. It has a 3.5-inch chamber and whatever that camo is. They don't say what camo that is on their own website. It's so weird. MSRP is $1120. Ruger has a new version of the Mark IV 2245 Light. It's essentially a new barrel that is not actually threaded, even though it looks like it. Yes, a fake threaded barrel. Why? I don't get that. It has G10 grips that are new and look pretty comfy. MSRP is $819 for that. Wow. And Volkortsen has a new version of the Mini Mamba in Flat Dark Dookie. These come with a 3-inch threaded barrel, 10-round mags, and adjustable sights. This would be really neat with a can, I think. Volkortsen makes really good stuff, so it'll probably be good. MSRP is $1575 there. And Smith & Wesson has a new version of the Model 20. It has a 6-inch barrel, old school grip shape, the 6-round cylinder in 357 mag, and is basically like a classic old school wheel gun. They're only going to make 500 of these, and it's a distributor exclusive. The MSRP there is $1550. We have been covering so much of a variety of stuff this week. We've been all over the map on types of guns this week, and it's awesome to be able to do that. You know who else has a huge variety of stuff? This week's sponsor, Primary Arms. When I think of affordability for everything gun related, I think of Primary Arms. I just want to take this time to say thank you to them for sending over this Surefire Optimized BCG. That's pretty cool. We really enjoyed using that thing. And they also sent over a Geisley SSAE trigger. It's one of the best all-around triggers out there. Primary Arms is one of my go-tos, and it should be one of yours as well. Be sure to check out Primary Arms. Big thanks to Primary Arms for supporting TGC. We really do appreciate them. Let's keep it rolling with this week's friendly fire question. We're going to do a few this week because it's the time of year where we reflect on things, and I just want to say that I am just perpetually thankful for you guys. Hugh Bowl says, what prescription shooting glasses do you recommend? I've been using Tactical RX for years, and I absolutely love them. The ones you see me wearing are called the Little John frames that are made for dudes with big heads like me. Takeo 650 says, what ear pro do you prefer? I use custom in-ear silicone molded ones most of the time with some Walker game ears, the things that go over your ears. Those use amplification, and they're great. All in, they're worth about like $700, so it's a little bit pricey. I shoot as part of my job, so it's worth it for me. I'm not saying you have to. Otherwise, I use Howard Light or some other over-ear setup when it's really cold out. Levitating Koala says, is the M9A4 a good pick for a first handgun? If you like it, then yes. I tell everyone to go to the range and rent a bunch of stuff and find out what you like to decide what you're actually going to buy. You need to go shoot stuff first. My first handgun was a Smith & Wesson 686 Plus. Sydney Huckabee says, what's the pink and weird colored AR pistol behind you? That is Project Atrocious. YouTube actually deleted my video on that one, so we're going to probably have to refilm that. It's a 4-inch 5.56, and it's really dumb. It's stupid, hilarious, I love it. This is Project Atrocious. It is atrocious, and this is so dumb. This is just the worst. I love this. And Revo21 says, which Funko Pop is behind you on the wall? That's me, actually. That's me. It was a gift from my friends at Lockdown, the company that makes the wall system. They made a custom one that's me, and I thought it was fitting for it to live down here on the wall. My friendly fire question to you guys this week. As this year is sort of winding down, I want to know what you guys would like to see from TGC, from us, in 2026. More reviews, maybe? More special deals? More 2A related stuff? Legal stuff? I want to know what you guys are thinking, so sound off in the comments and let us know. Now, there is something I want to mention before I let you guys go, because this is really important, especially for content creators out there. YouTube has agreed to work with firearm channels. We got their firearms team to come together for a training to work with people on the policy and try and understand how to work together, I guess, something like that. And there's going to be a training course that they're putting on. There will be a link in the video description for you guys to check that out. So you can sign up if you have a gun channel, you've had issues with them, you want to understand stuff, you could sign up below. Big shout out to CloverTac. He's the guy that really did the legwork on this to get out there. I had a small part in it, but really CloverTac is the guy that's doing it. So be sure to say thank you to him for getting this happening, because we literally wouldn't happen without him. So again, if you have a gun channel and you want to learn from YouTube themselves, go sign up for that course down in the description. Let's jump into some accessories and then we'll talk crap on the gun industry after that. Wooks has introduced a new line of AK furniture called the 47 line. All of this is a blend of modern and classic and is based around 3 components. First is the M-LOK handguard in short or long configuration. Then they have a walnut grip that looks really nice, and 2 different stocks. The woody stock, which is a bit of a unique shape. I don't know how to describe that shape. It's got a cheek riser on top. That's cool. And then the edge stock is kind of a reverse of that. It's more metal than wood. And there's also a cheek riser on that. It appears to be a wooden cheek riser. MSRP for the full kits is $479. I'm not sure how I feel about these just yet, but I'm leaning towards not liking either of the stocks. Wooks is a sponsor of TGC, so just be aware that I'm willing to disagree publicly with my sponsors, because that's the right way to do things. I like what they do. This is not my favorite thing they do. Flux Defense released a new P365 chassis called the Raider Ultralight. They say this is a new type of weapon called a VDW, or Vehicle Defensive Weapon. It only weighs 8.7 ounces, which is super light, and can be had with a spring-loaded brace or stock. So basically you have your 365 as a little compact rig that can do just as much as the big boys. I kind of love it. I think that's great. MSRP is $500. That's a lot for that, I think. I don't know what you would know, like what that should be, but that feels like a lot. And Zerotech Optics has a new one in their Vengeance lineup. If you aren't aware, these are said to be versatile, feature-rich optics and be affordable at the same time. It's a 1:8 by 24 second focal plane LPVO, or low power variable optic, and it has a 30mm tube, which is kind of like the baseline nowadays. That's like the base. And it can be had in either flat dark earth or black, and it comes with their RAR reticle, which looks to me like a decent blend of hunting and precision for what this optic costs, at least. And it also is illuminated in the center. The ring is illuminated. I'm actually hoping to try one of these out soon on something that recoils a lot. We have a 500 Auto Max that I'm going to put this on and see if it's any good. Hopefully, it doesn't suck. Also, if you go to their site and use the code TGC20, that should help you out if you're looking for something over there. And I promised you another great deal this week. I've got great deals all the time for you guys. This is another one. Vertex has their Black Friday sale going on right now, and it's pretty dope. And if you use my code TGC, you'll save 30% off everything over there, including their new Gamut line that just came out. It just came out, so you can save 30% on that. And if it's on sale, they'll throw in another 10% off for you guys when you use our code. That's the cheapest you're likely to see it all year. And if you're thinking about a Vertex bag, they're great. I literally use one every day. I just got the new Gamut, and I'm already loving it. I switched all my stuff over to that. Really love that bag. Again, the code to save a whole bunch is TGC, and you'll use that at vertx.com. That's our deal of the week. Okay, how's about some gun industry news? First, there is a new director of ATF nominee. Robert Cicada, I think is how that's pronounced. I'm going to pronounce it like that. Not to be confused with 90s sensation John Cicada. It's just another day without you. Robert Cicada is the current deputy director of ATF, and gun groups like FRAC, my friends at FRAC, are saying that this is a positive thing and that this guy is an ally to law-abiding gun owners. I remain skeptical because the ATF, as an entity at least, has been proven over and over and over that they are not the friend of gun owners. Hopefully this dude helps to kind of course correct, I guess, and put things right over there. Also in industry news, Sons of Liberty Gunworks has announced that they were awarded a contract of unknown value by U.S. Special Operations Command, otherwise known as SOCOM, for the Combat Assault Rifle, or CAR program. Their Mark I rifle is the winner and will be used in an 11.5-inch barrel version, and that's pretty awesome. They make solid rifles. Good for them. Love to hear it. Walther has announced that they are suspending production on the PPK, PPKS, and the PP legacy products. They say they're suspending this because, according to their press release, these guns will now enter a multi-year re-engineering and modernization program. I don't know exactly what that means, but it is exciting to hear. Imagine a cool new tiny all-metal double-stack whiz-bang thing from Walther. That would be pretty neat. I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen, but a boy can dream, right? I can dream. Let me dream, damn it. I actually think this is a good thing. I don't think the PPK is great. I don't enjoy that gun. It doesn't fit my hand well. Get slide bite every time the gun goes off. Blech. I don't enjoy any of its variants either. I'm hoping that something cool comes from this re-engineering that they're doing. And on a sad note, Rock Island Armory / Arms Corps worldwide are both suffering a bit right now because their CEO, Martin Tuazin, has passed away. I didn't realize this, but he was part of the family that brought Rock Island Armory from like a small retail store in the Philippines into like a big worldwide arms company. That's cool. His grandfather was responsible for that, so it's interesting to see their family continuing this. And his sister, Lisa, is actually the president and CEO of RIA USA, and said that his kindness, leadership, and commitment touched a lot of lives, and that's great. I love to hear that he was a good man, and even though I never met him, having seen the outpouring of support from people that I trust, I believe that we as a community are diminished